Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all glory, all honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachah Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered across the four corners of the earth. Today at work, I was going through my finances and seeing, where all my bills land and where my checks land and how to organize everything, to where I'm not just always missing payments and shit and kind of struggling in a sense. And I noticed, I got these two credit cards that, I don't really use at all. I think when I signed up for them, or got approved for them, whatever, I used them for like it was like a one-time thing because I really needed the money, because this place is, I mean, America is bitter. This is spiritual Egypt, Matazarium is Egypt in Hebrew, means double straits, man. Everything about this kingdom, you're always going to be struggling, especially just the average American people here, you know, mainly it was Israel who was, taking that brunt end of the stick, if that's how you say it. But now, of course, it's the curse is being put on all the other nations, so everybody here in America is feeling it. But so I had to pay something and I didn't have the money, so I got approved for that little credit card, two of them actually. And ever since then, like looking back, like yeah, like it wasn't that much. I could have been paid it off. But the thing is, Jake, like especially just being here in America, like we don't got it like that. At least like for the most part, like I'd rather be smart with where I put my money, and then of course things happen, and you gotta dig into your funds. Unexpected things happen to you. And I noticed like I've been paying these two credit cards for some time now, and I don't even use them. I don't even have the physical cards. Like really, like I don't even have the physical cards. And my Apple Pay, I think I can't even add it to my Apple Wallet to like use my Apple Pay. You know what I mean? But I'm still paying like a lot of money. Like my minimum payments, like it's a lot, and I keep getting these fees, and I was looking into it, and with these credit cards they come with these like contracts and stuff. They got fees. If you don't pay it, you got a late fee. And that's Esau Edom's wicked ass system, man. Like always adding fees on top of fees. Like you can't pay for something, so how do you expect me to pay for something that I can't pay back on top of some fees that you're putting on top of that? Like clearly I'm not going to be able to pay that. So I was looking at it, and I kept I kept like, I don't know, I didn't really understand like the statements, man, because all these fees and shit and percentages, and like it doesn't make sense. Like I don't use the cards, like I do the minimum payment, but for some reason it keeps going back to zero, and then I'll like forget about it. I'll miss a payment and I'll get some late fees on it, and because I have late fees, I get other fees added on top of it. And I'm like, wait, I keep like having to pay these credit cards just to meet the zero balance because I used up all the money, so I owe like all of it just to, not zero, but like um I pay the minimum just to kind of keep it balanced, so I can just keep paying the minimum and um slowly pay it off. But for some reason, I just found myself having to keep paying like these late fees, and it's like it seemed like the numbers keep going up, you know, and it's at this point I'm really like considering to just like fuck it all. It's just two credit cards, you know what I mean? And of course, like the thing about that is there's certain repercussions for that. Like Of course, they just gonna keep adding fees and keep adding money, and you're not gonna be able to pay, like, you know, pay out the balance, because you keep having to pay for other shit that keeps adding on top of it. And and on top of that, after that, after a certain time, now my phone is gonna be blowing up, because you got they get sold off to these brokers or firms, broke firms, whatever, and now they trying to hit you up and try to settle something with you, and it's just very annoying, very, very annoying. And I wanted to bring up that this is spoken of in the scriptures. Now, this book is in the Apocrypha, which is a part of the scriptures, but it shows, that this is a prophecy fulfilled, because we'll be in Egypt again. We'll be in captivity again. Having to pay or to render to Caesar what is Caesar's. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. The northern and the southern kingdom are back in this captivity in Egypt again. All right, now of course we there's others, Israelites scattered. Esau, Edom has Job 9:24. The earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. So everyone around is experiencing this to a certain extent, but not as much as America, because the way this whore, sets his system up. So we're back in this captivity, the northern and southern kingdom, where thou hast scattered us, all right, for a reproach and a curse. We didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We broke that contract, and the Lord had to deal with us. But now we're coming back, calling on our names, so that Yahweh Shai can come back and put this devil down, all right, and to be subject to payments. And that's what I found. That's what we all find ourselves. We're subject to payments, like we have to pay for the necessities of life: water, oil, honey, milk, raiment. You see. But then it also trickles down to the other things like payments, car payments, and then you got insurance you got to put on that, and then you got registration you got to put on that, and that's just the car. You got your rent, you got your energy bill, and you got to pay for energy. You have a water bill, you have to pay for water. Water is everywhere. It's free. It rains water, and we have to pay for these things. You see, so we're just constantly subject to payments. Like, this life is just nothing but a payment plan, and there's no real life in it. And that's why the elect is tired of this place, and we sign and we crying, waiting for Yahweh Shai to come back, so we could be done with this. Continuing on, Baruch 3:8, the latter end of the verse, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, right? Because the scriptures say, I will visit the iniquities of thy fathers into the I believe third and fourth generations through reincarnation, because we have to pay for what our fathers did, because we are our fathers, if you could receive that. Continuing on, which departed from the Lord our power. Like I said, we went off, and we still go off, but we departed from our power, and we forgot the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We were taken into captivities, and then our enemies, our enemies took the names from us, and destroyed our spirits and destroyed our true culture and heritage to be a part of their kingdom, right? And their culture, okay? And we've completely just Israel has lost who they are, has lost their identity. All right. But now we're here in our captivities, subject to payments. You can't get away from it. And that's that's wicked. That's Esau's wicked ass system. You can't pay something. Why am I gonna keep, charging something that you can't pay? And then he wants to try to settle something with you, but at that point, it's too late, because it fucks up your credit. And because your credit's fucked up, you may not get approved for that house or that apartment or that car for transportation. So every day it's just like a constant just hell, constant stress, constant anxiety, and that's why we have to cast our burden and see how shy. But these things, you know, remind us, of what, of that we did this to ourselves, but it's all for the sake of the story of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but it's going to come a time where the Lord is going to come and he's going to put this man down to the point where he's not even going to be no more in this earth, and righteousness is gonna flourish across the entire universe. We ain't gonna be subject to payments no more. We're gonna be subject to blessings. Anything we ask for, before we even ask for it, the Lord is gonna give it to us. But until then, we're stuck in this fucking hell, and trying to just fight on, and keep going. Understand, like, this isn't the end all be all, but that's the hope, though. That's the beautiful hope that kind of calms you down, because it's not going to be forever. Because we have this knowledge and truth and understanding given to us via the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, given to us by our Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahushai. Because before Yahushai left, he said, I send down, roughly paraphrasing, I send down the Spirit, the Comforter. So I was getting frustrated at work, because I'm like, damn, like, I'm not even gonna fucking pay. Like I know, render to Caesar what is Caesar's, but I have other things, I have other things that can at least are important right now, because that I don't give a damn about my credit. This place is about to go. I don't give a damn about my credit, and it's not gonna hurt me, because I have faith. You gotta have faith that Yahushai is always gonna have your back. He's always gonna protect you. Because I'm blessed to have an apartment and transportation and a job. And it's like, I'll make sure I'll get that handled. But that other shit, it's nothing. And I'm not afraid of Esau's, repercussions. I'm not afraid of a bad credit score. I'm not afraid of getting a phone call from brokers and fucking tell them, like, I'm not paying. You know what I mean? And you can't just ignore him, because they just keep calling you from these different fucking numbers. And it's like, damn, even with this technology, like the way this system is set up, you always got to have your phone with you, because your phone has all the information for everything. It has your work, your life, your social, your everything. So it's like you can't really even run from that, because if you do, it's hard to be a part of this society. And it's going to get worse with that MOTB. Because now it's going to come to a point where you're really going to be kicked out of society for not taking that. And that's fine, because the Lord said, hey, my servant shall eat. You see? So I just wanted to bring that out through the Spirit. But after that, I feel a little better. You know what I mean? you complain, but then you realize that, the Lord sent us the Comforter, because we got that hope, and just understanding, like we understand why we going through this. We understand why we have to deal with this. We understand it, but it's not to say it's not still burdensome, or it's not to say it's not still it's not something like we can still complain about it. It's a righteous complaint. You know what I mean? We're not complaining about something wicked, complaining, I wish I had a better car, I wish I had better. No, like it's a righteous complaint. I'm tired of paying for a water bill. I want water to be free. I hate paying my energy bill. And then I got to pay my energy bill at the end of the month, because it's got to sum up all that you use in that month. But then you also got to pay rent on the first of the month. So this whole shit is just set up to mess us up, and to just be burdensome. But through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we have a way out, and just believing Yahweh Shem Yahushai, understanding is going to come to an end, and it's going to be no more. And now we'll be able to do this shit to the heathens, because they did this to us, so now we'll be able to do it to them in a righteous way, But I just wanted to bring that quick precept, and that quick. Just wanted to bring that up. I don't want to edify. Shalom.